Okay, we are going to look back at our green notes that we first started talking about with slope-intercept form. We know that slope-intercept form is in y equals mx plus b. And if you look back at those green notes, our equation was y equals 2/3. Hold on, I'm having problems. Y equals 2/3 x minus 2. And it says using function notation. So this is where we have the f. Remember our function machines where we have the input and the output? So f of x equals 2/3 x minus 2. Same thing, just different way of writing it. And remember we called this is our function name. So let's go ahead and label that. And this right here was what we called the function. And let's go ahead and put a box or circle this because this is our function notation right here. All right, we are going to evaluate using the following with our equations. So f of 12, let's go ahead and label this. Right here is our input. And we are going to input 12 in for x, so f of 12 equals 2/3. But instead of x, I'm replacing it with 12 minus 2. All right, let's evaluate our function. I've got 2/3 times 12. Remember, we're dividing by 3 when it's on the bottom. So 12 divided by 3 is 4. 2 times 4 is 8 minus 2. And f of 12 equals 6. 6 is our output. So if I wanted to write this as an ordered pair, I would have my input is 12 and my output is 6. Okay, let's go ahead and do the next one. I've got f of x equals 10. This time, my 10 is not in parentheses. My 10 is my output. So I'm going to have to work backwards to find, remember this is my input right here, okay? So think of it, when we have it like this, think of this as the function is equal to 10. And we labeled up above the function was the 2/3 x minus 2 is equal to 10. Now we've done this before. We are going to solve for x. So my first step in solving for x is to move the 2 to the other side. Negative 2 plus 2 is 0, so that cancels. What you do to one side, you do to the other. Every time I do a step, I rewrite my equation. 10 plus 2 is 12. Okay, now this is kind of weird because I have a fraction. There's different ways you can do this. We can think of it as 2/3 times x. So I could divide by 2/3 like this. And then when I put this in the calculator, I would have 12 divided by, and then I would put my 2/3 in parentheses. So I put 2 divided by 3 in parentheses. You could do it that way, or we could think of it like this. So let me erase that. You can do it that way. Or you could multiply it by the reciprocal. Because what I want is I want 1 over here. So I'm going to multiply this side by 3 over 2. That's the reciprocal. My 3's would cancel and my 2's would cancel. And what you do to one side, you do to the other. So I'm going to multiply this side by 3 over 2. So x equals 12 divided by 2 is 6. 6 times 3 is 18. Okay, let's go ahead and write this as an ordered pair too. So My output was 10. Go ahead and label this. My input was 18. Now, which one comes first in the ordered pair? I have 18, comma, 10. Okay, the next two are very similar to what we just did. So I want you to pause the video and I want you to evaluate for f of negative 20 and for f of x equals negative 8. Okay, so you've paused the video and you've evaluated these two for negative 20 and negative 8. So here is the answers. Check your answers, see if you got the same thing I did. If you got something different, go ahead and pause it, see if you can figure out what you did, and go ahead and fix your mistake.